Cinema.
Welcome back to War with Cinema. I'm your host, Greg, your local metalhead, and with me is...
Part of the Collector. What's up, everybody?
And I gave you...
Blue Velvet.
David Lynch's Blue Velvet.
Let me tell you something, man. That song is so good.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's one of those songs you've heard, you know, throughout your life, but you just don't really pay attention to it. They used it in this movie so well and so creepily, bro, that like now it gives me a chill. Like when I fucking hear it, like,
right.
You know.
It is one of those songs like after you watch it for like a week straight, you're still singing it.
Blue. Yeah, that, and it's a lot of blue in this movie.
Yep.
You know, they really nail home that aspect of it.
Right.
Full disclosure, folks, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know David Lynch's style or like what he goes for or any of that.
I feel like this is your cherry, David Lynch's cherry.
Yeah, like I said, I've seen Mulholland Drive, but it's been quite a while.
Yeah.
And I was young when I saw it.
And you didn't really know what you were
exactly.
getting into.
I probably didn't understand. There was two parts in this movie that I realized that I had seen this when I was young.
Oh, really?
And like, I don't know if I blocked it out or like what, but like, it was Dennis Hopper. Dennis Hopper, my God, dude. He's such a fucking R.I.P., bro. Such a fucking goat, man. Mm-hmm. He kills it in this movie. Just six kinds of fucking crazy, but I don't want to get into all that yet. But, yeah, David Lynch, this was pretty much my introduction to him, and I see why people love it. Like, you know, I definitely know why you love him, because the visuals, you know,
right? Like
the opening scene, just the flowers and that old-timey fire engine, and, you know, I'm just like, man, I feel like I'm watching a fucking Budweiser commercial or something, you know? Like,
and then the guy has a heart attack.
Yeah.
And then it like...
very Godfather-ish.
And then it goes down into the grass under the belly with all these like bugs, ants and shit with that very uncomfortable sound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just that's what I love about David Lynch is he's saying something. It's like, what are you getting from that? Not you, but...
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what I said. Everything, it felt like every shot had a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how he does his stuff.
Yeah,
that's what I gathered.
One thing I love about him is people ask him like, "Well, what does your movie mean?" He's like, "I'm not telling you. What do you tell me what you got from it?"
Right.
Because he said he always sprinkles in meanings in his movies, but he wants you to, you know, get something for yourself.
That kind of movie usually pisses me off, but I like the way that this one was set up.
This one's a good one because it's a linear story.
Yeah, I like
you can follow the story. Mm-hmm. It has enough symbolism and weird shit in there
because it doesn't derail it.
Right, because Eraserhead, it's all that. Like, it's hard to follow.
Yeah, I hate shit like that. Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's pretty simple once you break it down and you've seen it. You're like, oh, that's what it is. But as you're watching it, you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
But this one's a pretty good one. That's why I wanted to do, because Mulholland kind of has a linear story, but it gets really weird at times. And you're like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah.
So that's why I thought Blue Velvet would be a good fit, because it's a little bit of both. It's a good linear story, but it's also a little bit of weird.
Yeah, I think my biggest gripe with this movie is some of the dialogue didn't I don't know, some of it just like it didn't age well for me, as far as like it just felt like kind of cringy.
Way they deliver
Laura Dern, I think she is a very good actress, but she was just getting started. She overacted like a motherfucker in this one.
See, the thing with David Lynch though, once you've seen a few of his movies, you realize he pulls this out of his out of his actors. Like, they deliver lines in a really weird way, but that's what he wants. Just very like empty vessels. Right.
Well, it seemed like a couple times, and man, like you said, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe that is what he wanted, because it was very like after school special kind of delivery.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like Dennis Hopper, he's like, just go crazy.
Oh, yeah. He literally just said swing for the fucking fences.
Right.
Dennis.
But everyone else, you know, you guys need to dial it in.
Dude, they could have literally made a whole movie just on him and his gang.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that would have been just as fucking crazy. I want a Frank movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's another reason I thought you would like this. It's a nice little...
I did think that, though. I told myself, I was like, see, I was going for the silent as it happened. I told myself that. I said, Greg knows how to keep me in it. Like, he knows I probably wouldn't have gave two shits, but Dennis Hopper pulled me back in.
Right.
Like, so anyways, it starts off, it's a young guy. Like I said, the first shot is an old man. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming has a massive heart attack or something, or a stroke.
Mm-hmm.
Falls to the ground. next shot is this young man.
This one's really, since we're talking about it. So he did the thing, the white picket fence. It's a beautiful, beautiful neighborhood.
Right,
but
suburban
then it goes,
America.
Yeah, suburban America. But then it goes under the grass, and below all the beauty, there's this nastiness. And I think he's trying to say that this is how the world is. Like, it may look beautiful on the outside, but under everything, there's like grossness.
Yeah. Yeah, I fuck with that.
Yeah, so
That's
I just
good.
wanted to touch on that because it was very like...
It is very Hallmarky.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was like, he's got to be doing this on purpose because, it's like even the slow-mo with it.
Yeah. I think David Lynch is a genius is he's very good at boiling down and getting to the root of things.
He can express the thought without having to say it.
Thank you. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. He's good at explaining.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing about this movie, man. Like, honestly, like, money-wise, like, I don't feel like this is a movie, like, that would have cost a lot to make.
I think
if you have a good camera, because I'm assuming Lynch gets in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of those shots, like, they're just very personal. Like, either that or him and his cinematographer are, like, at the hip.
Yeah. I feel like David Lynch is definitely one of those people that have, like, full creative control of his movies.
Like, get off the fucking camera. I got this. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
Like,
because he's like Quentin Tarantino. He only does his own movies. The only other movie he did was Dune, but that's even still like a studio movie.
but people love Dune, the new one.
Yeah,
Oh, he did the old one?
He did the first one.
Oh, yeah, people hate that one.
Yeah. But he disowns that movie. He doesn't even like count it in his filmography. But all of his other movies are just so personal to him. The same with Quentin Tarantino. So
It's funny because they put the new Dune under his filmography when I looked it up.
oh really?
I was like, did he do this?
No, I
Like,
think
nah, he did the
they
old one.
have to give him a credit for some reason.
Probably because like it's a Warner Brothers movie.
Yeah, so he gets a credit somehow. It would be funny if he got that check like I haven't heard about Dune in forever.
I throw these away usually.
Yeah.
This is a big number. This got to be the new one. Right. The old one, I think it said I owed money on that shit. Because I think it's like it's still like one of the biggest like financial like fucking.
Yeah, it was a big. I watched it. I don't hate it as much as everyone, but I understand.
There's a small, like, you know how it is with Guyver? Like, there's a group of people out there that love.
Oh, yeah, there's
the
some people that
original Dune,
fucking
man.
love.
Like,
Yeah, there's some people that like, fuck the new one. I love the original.
and they're like, you talk about how great Star Wars is. The whole fucking story of Star Wars is taken from fucking Dune.
Yes.
Like, these guys will die on that hill, man. Like, they're serious about that shit.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
But anyways, the young guy, the son, he comes back. His name is Jeffrey, and he's played by he always plays an evil motherfucker now. Like as an older guy,
Oh, really?
dude. He like instantly the thing I remembered him from was the Flintstones with John Goodman.
Oh, God, I don't even remember that movie.
I love the Flintstones.
I mean, I
man.
loved it,
With
but I
Rick
haven't seen it in
Moranis,
so
dude.
long.
Oh yeah, I mean it's cheese, straight cheese. but
Right.
Yeah, he plays the executive that makes Fred like his patsy.
I haven't seen it in so long, I don't remember.
Yeah,
I just remember the live action, Rosie O'Donnell.
yeah. He always plays like a dad or like a guy that gets fucking caught doing something he's not supposed to be doing. Like he just has that look, like like a rich asshole.
Right.
And like that's I think how he gets cast as now is like either a rich asshole or somebody's dad.
Well, it's kind of like the guy that played the Riddler. He's getting typecasted as those now.
Oh,
the
yeah.
creepy guy.
Well, dude, he was great in Prisoners, man.
Yeah, he was.
He's a good actor.
He is.
in general. Like, he was so good at acting. Like, I mean, I know the movie 12 Years a Slave is a great movie, but I get why it makes people upset. You know what I mean? It's very graphic subject matter, and it takes them back to a time in this country where it was really shitty. But he plays a fucking racist slaver so good that you fucking hate him for the 20 minutes he's on screen for that movie.
I haven't watched it.
Oh, dude, it's a fucking great movie, man. It's so sad though, dude. Like
That's why I can't watch those movies, because you talk about those movies I like but these are fake. But then you have 12 Years a Slave, which are based on real events.
It's like Schindler's List, bro. Like,
Right.
you're just so fucking sad. Like, it's so beautiful. It's such a great movie, but you're just like, God, I can't watch this again. Like,
Exactly. So that's why I've kind of like pushed it off. Haven't watched it yet.
yeah, it's definitely one of those ones you watch it. You got to watch it once, but don't do it more than that because it'll hurt
I mean,
you.
unless you like to live there.
I don't know why you would. It's just a shitty reminder of how terrible people can be.
Yep.
Okay, Isabella Rossellini. She's so hot in this movie, dude.
Yeah.
My God. She, like, I was uncomfortably, like, how fucking turned on I was by this woman. Like, Kyle MacLachlan. And he plays Jeffrey Beaumont, which is a great name, by the way.
Right.
Like, it's a very TV name. You know what I mean? Mr. Beaumont. So anyways, he comes back to check on his dad and everything. I guess what he fell, like he broke some shit on the way down because his dad's in like traction.
Right.
Like, he's got a full sternum cast.
Actually, off screen, he got hit by a bus.
I'm thinking I'm not saying I've had a heart attack. I'm not trying to make light of a situation, but like, how the fuck does he have that much equipment? Like, is this in the 30s? Like,
right. They were trying to figure out what was wrong with him. Put
casts on him until we figure out what's broke.
Right.
Where's the pain? It's in my chest. Give him a chest cast now. Laura Dern, Dennis Hopper, Isabella Rossellini, Dean Stockwell, who just plays a creepy sumbitch in anything. Angelo Badalamenti, I don't really know him, and Brad Dourif. He's a guy. He's like a big '80s guy.
Oh,
just pops up in '80s movies.
Who is he?
He played Raymond.
Oh, okay.
Get the fucking beer, Raymond. It's one thing that pisses me off is fucking warm beer, man.
God, that line is in a song, a metal song. They play it right before they get into the song, and I think about it all the time.
Let's fuck. I'll fuck anything that moves. Fucking Dennis Hopper, man. Like a fucking legend.
I'm glad you got something out of it, though.
Dude, if all I would have enjoyed in this movie was Dennis Hopper, that would have been enough for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because, like, he's just like, it's like Easy Rider. Like, he's just so fucking crazy. It's great, man. Like, I love that shit. Like, nobody plays crazy better than Dennis Hopper.
Yeah, because I'm never sure how you're going to react to these movies, so I kind of like...
Oh, don't get me wrong. There was parts where I was just like, all right, we could cut that. We could have sped that up. Like my whole thing is like now, like, I don't know what it is, dude, but I even do it when I go see movies in the theater now. Like I'm at the point now where like we've critiqued and like watched and reviewed so many movies that like I pay attention to shit like pacing now. Like I didn't used to give a fuck about pacing, you know what I mean? But now even in superhero movies, I'm like, all right, bro, we get it, dude. He fucked you up. Let's go. Let's hit the montage, the training. We're building the suit. Let's go back and get him. You know what I mean? Let's get to the good shit. Like, so I mean, there were parts of this movie where I was just like, all right, man, we'll move it on a little bit, you know?
I don't mind those parts. Well, he's walking back from the hospital, and for some reason, he finds this little shed where he decided to throw rocks.
Yeah, at first I thought he was trying to hit the trash barrel, like the barrel, but then on the way he's like, you could tell he's trying to hit that bottle.
Yeah.
And,
was it Heineken?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he finds an ear, which this is my whole thing. As a kid growing up, if I had found a human body part,
right,
I ain't touching it.
Yeah.
Because
that is
now
one thing.
Now you're a suspect because your DNA is on the fucking body part, bro.
Could you imagine walking into the police station and be like, "Hey, I found this.
I found a fucking ear."
Yeah. Like, did you find it off the person?
Did you take it from the person? No, I just found it, and you picked it up and brought it here. Yeah. It's evidence. You should have left it it where it is. You call. And I get this is before the years of cell phones and shit. And
I guess, but definitely it was a weird moment.
Yeah, because like, I don't know, like growing up, like my first instinct would have been, I got to pick this shit up. You know, I probably would have went home freaking out, like screaming and crying the whole way, and then told my mother, I found a fucking ear.
Yeah. It's like, wait, I probably should have told somebody.
Yeah,
like,
and then your mother calls the cops.
Right.
And then you go back and you show the nice police officer where you found the ear.
Yeah, that's how it should have went down. But
and then you get the fucking caution tape everywhere, which was great. I love the little autopsy scene. He's like, looks like the ear was cut off with a pair of scissors, and then snap, they cut the do not cross the caution tape with the scissors.
Nice
I thought that was good edit. Oh,
yeah.
Like, that's good shit. But yeah, so he finds the ear and he takes it back. And another thing that bothered me, dude, he keeps calling him Detective Williams. Like, why can't you just call him Mr. Williams? Like, I get it at the police station, at the crime scene, he's Detective Williams. But when he's your neighbor, he could just be Mr. Williams.
Oh, you have to drop the detective?
I mean, I don't understand.
You don't drop the doctor.
He's not a fucking president. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, even if I was that close with my doctor, your doctor so and so at the doctor's office. But if I see you at Walmart,
you're just Will.
I'm just saying, if you're Mr. Thompson or whatever, I'm like, hey, Mr. Thompson, how you doing? Or I might say, hey, doc. I might do that. Like, but he's not gonna like.
Detective just doesn't get the same respect.
Well, I mean, unless you're Ra's al Ghul, bro. Like, it comes off as like, why are you keep calling me detective, bro? Like, are you Batman? Like, why the fuck are you calling me that? But yeah, like, I don't know. It just kind of like, it was just something stupid, but it bothered me. He's like, keep calling this dude Detective Williams. Do a shot.
This morning, I went to the store and they had a Burger King connected to it. So I'm like, I'm going to grab me some breakfast.
Yeah.
So order me some breakfast, waiting for my order to get ready. Order gets ready. And the lady's like, Sir Gregory. And I was like,
that's kind of nice.
I need some more of that in my life.
That's got like a nice ring to it. I know.
I like that. I was like, I like that. It was a little Spanish lady, doesn't speak a whole lot of English, but I was like, I like that.
She might have said Senor Gregory.
Senor
Gregory.
Maybe. It was something nice. Something that had a nice ring to it.
Yeah. That's so cool. If I was like royal, Sir Par, that'd be dope. The Duke of Paw.
So it's so awkward. I do love David Lynch, but sometimes his dialogue from his actors gets really weird, and the sheriff is one that bothers me.
The sheriff. Oh, you mean the detective? I was just about to bring that up, bro. He is by far the worst fucking actor in this movie.
Yeah, but I think that's what David Lynch wants, though. Is like, I have to keep telling myself this is how he wants him to act. It's
I just felt
really
like it was
weird.
like so 80s, bro.
Yeah,
like I felt like I was watching an old fucking cop show on TV, which, like you said, maybe that's what he wanted from the guy. He ended up saving his ass, so I get that. But yeah, it is tough to watch him and it's almost like the detective's acting is so bad it's making Kyle's worse. Right. Because he's pretty good through the movie, you know what I mean? Like, he's a good part of the movie, but like when him and the detective have to do dialogue,
they all get a little worse.
And it is as the movie goes on, obviously the stakes are being raised, and the acting is not getting any better between the two of them. So it kind of throws me off a little bit. Like,
yeah, that is the one thing is whenever the detective is on screen, I'm like, oh, here we go.
It was
some awkward lines.
Oh my God, it's so good. And then, like I said, Laura Dern just being so young and like still finding herself as an actress. Like I said, like I don't know if he told her just swing for the fences, go hard as you can.
There's a couple of times that I was like, I think he told you to just go for it.
The ending,
you went for it.
Oh my God, the ending.
Yes.
Oh my God, on the phone, I about died, dude. I was gonna make a TikTok out of it. I love you.
Well, I was more so thinking about when Jeffrey and the lady are like hugging, and she's just like, Laura Dern just overly does.
I love how the mom waits a good 2 minutes before she's like, I'll get a coat for her. Like, now it's awkward. Like, he's been standing there just holding this woman in your living room ass naked.
Yeah. You have to suspend your belief a little bit with David Lynch movies. You kind of have to let him tell the story.
No, I mean,
because
it all worked out.
No, I'm just saying, like, because there are times when I'm like, y'all should probably get this lady dressed a little sooner before we're having this conversation, or have a little bit more reaction.
Yeah. Well, like, I felt like the girls was on point, but I felt like the mother should have had like a way bigger, like,
that's what I'm saying. She's like a little bit too,
like a taken
a
back
little
by
shocked.
it. Or have which, by the way, Happy Gilmore's grandma's in this.
Yeah.
Shout out. And she like, was that woman old her whole life? Like, this movie was made in 88. I looked it up, bro. Mm-hmm. And then I looked her up in Happy Gilmore, which was made in 96. So she looks the exact fucking same.
Yeah,
like,
I think you reach a certain age where you just look like that for 50 years.
Was she born 65? Like, that's what I'm wondering. Because, like, I got to look this woman's name up and see if I can find something where she's young in it.
Right.
Just for myself, from my own eyes at this point. The grandma, she was great. Like, the little scenes with the mom and the grandma kind of was cool. Kind of like didn't really fit, but I liked it for some reason. Mm-hmm. And when he comes in and he gets his ass beat and all that shit, like, that's good. Sometimes it's good to talk about problems. Grandma just got my ass beat. I don't want to talk about it. it's gold. Like, I don't know. Anyways, I'm jumping around.
Yeah.
Finds the ear, goes, talks to the detective. Laura Dern is his daughter, and she's still in high school, and he's been at college, but he came back to help take care of his dad and run the hardware store.
Right.
Because they got a hardware store. And the name of the town is Lumberton, which I think is hilarious. Like, Lumberton, USA. And when you hear the tree fall, that's when you know it's time to start the day. And I was just like, it's a little good pun.
WOOD.
W Wood. Yeah, that's fucking great, dude.
But
he does a good job of setting up a little world.
Yeah.
For this movie.
Little community, a little neighborhood, nice little neighborhood.
And it makes you wonder, like you did, like back then, it makes you think, like probably that's what they did a lot, just pick a small town in middle America or wherever, and just film a movie there.
Well, it does feel like very 50s ish,
right? And then the town gets a little publicity, and they get to meet the stars and all that. So, like, I would imagine back in the day, like making movies was a lot better or a lot cooler experience than it is now.
Probably,
because now it's all shot on fucking green screens and on sets and shit like that. Like, I don't know, man. I just think like on set shit would be a lot cooler.
Yeah, I think they do need to do on set on location.
Like
shooting.
That's a lot of the reason why I do love
right
because they literally transformed Hollywood Boulevard back to like 1968. Like it was fucking cool as shit to see.
We need more of that, but that's the thing is it costs money.
Oh yeah,
nobody wants to put up that much money to do that.
It's got to be,
unless you have a name like Quentin Tarantino, the biggest name in Hollywood. So
I was gonna say you got to have a studio behind it, somebody that'll write that check and know they're gonna get that money back.
But like you said back in the day, because David Lynch has not done a lot before this. He did Eraserhead,
right?
Then he got picked up for Dune, which wasn't a success, and then he decided to do this movie. So it's not like he had a huge track record. So
I would imagine out of the three, this was probably his biggest one.
This is his
point, or at that point,
Yeah. Well, this is even still one of his most renowned. This, Mulholland Drive, and like Eraserhead are his top movies that people always reference.
Well, crazy because I had to watch this movie and I wanted to watch it after I got home from the game last night, but I was just wore out. Like I didn't want to do it. Had to walk up all them stairs and shit. I'm out of shape. You know how it is, dude. So I said, that's why I wanted to meet later today so I could get up and watch it this morning before I came over. So we're on the way to the game and I asked my dad, I was like, you ever heard of a movie called Blue Velvet? I said, it's like a David Lynch movie. You know who he is? He's like, yeah, I've heard of David Lynch. And, I said, have you seen that movie? He's like, yeah, I saw that movie. Like, I feel like I saw it when it came out. Like, he's like, it's a long time ago. He's like, it's a weird movie, deep movie. That's what he said. He's like, it's a deep movie.
Yeah.
I said, is it bad? He was like, I don't remember it being bad. I just remember it being different. Like, because my dad's like me. He likes action shit and like Westerns. And like, he pretty much raised me on those kind of movies. Like, he loved a badass.
All like most boomer dads, we got raised on.
Oh yeah, dude, Rambos and stuff like that. Yeah. Like he loved a badass, the lone badass, man. That was his shit, and like everybody's dad nowadays. But so it gave me a little bit better feeling going into it. And then, like I said, some of the scenes I just remember seeing as a kid and being like, "This, I have no idea what's going on." I remember my dad saying, "Like, get out of here! You don't need to see this shit." Like, because. I remember old girl getting naked. That's why I was like, I think I've seen this sometime. Like I remember something. Yeah, exactly. Because when you're a little kid, you log every titty you've seen into your mind. Like,
right. Never forget a titty.
Never, dude. And then I remember Dennis Hopper just being crazy as shit. And the only thing I had seen Dennis Hopper in as a kid was Waterworld. So I was
being
like,
crazy.
That's the Waterworld, man. He's like, let's fuck. So that's the biggest thing I remembered about it. But anyways, so
after talking to the detective, he goes to his house to ask him about it. He's like, I can't tell you anything about this.
Yeah.
And I need you to not ask me anything about it either.
Right.
It's like, okay, well, he walks outside and that's when.
That's a great shot of her when she comes
with the
out
music.
And she comes out of the shadows. Yeah. Like, it's really cool.
I actually really love the music in this movie.
I was about to say, I was like, I know Greg loves this soundtrack because there are a couple really good songs. She starts breaking it down and she's like, oh, my bedroom's above his office. Some old Nancy Drew shit. And I hear some details in this apartment building around like a couple blocks away. There's this woman that's being investigated. She tells him the apartment. Well, he's like, I want to get into her apartment. and figure out. Like, he all of a sudden turns into Sherlock Homeboy.
Well, he did say, like, because he was asking about the detective things, he's like, so you're really curious about this kind of stuff, huh? He's like, yes, sir. He's like, I was just like you at your age, so
Guess
curious.
that's what got me in this business.
Right. So now he wants to be a detective. So.
Right. Well, Laura Dern's got a boyfriend, so, like, I don't know. I thought that was really weird. Like, why couldn't she just say, like, hey, Mike, this is an old friend from the neighborhood, and he's back in town taking care of his dad.
Guys are weird.
I get that, and maybe it's because he was in high school or whatever.
Well, he was a jock, doesn't want her talking.
Well,
to
you want to talk about stereotyping, bro? Because the motherfucker played sports. He ain't smart enough to comprehend, like, you have a friend.
No, especially in the 50s. Like, no.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't think this movie takes place in the 50s.
It just feels like that.
I'd say it's like, I love his Pontiac, man.
Oh, it's so nice.
I love that fucking Pontiac, dude. I think it's a Tempest. So dope, dude.
Right.
Oh, and Dennis Hopper's fucking Charger, bro. The fucking the frog eyes, dude. Oh man. I was just like, this is cool shit. He drives it like fucking Dennis Hopper would drive a car, bro. Just drives the fucking wheels off. I'm gonna go on a Dennis Hopper like binge now. I can already feel it. I'm gonna go watch Speed. Like,
I was gonna say, what's on the list?
Gotta watch Speed, bro.
Waterworld.
I really want to watch Easy Rider. I have not seen Easy Rider in forever.
I just watched Waterworld not too long ago.
Yeah, I want to watch that.
I got the extended edition too. Oh, so good.
I even like him in Knockaround, guys. He's only in it for 10 minutes. He plays the guy's dad. I love it. You got his sandwiches. What more can you do? But yeah, anything Dennis Hopper's in is gold, man.
It is, yeah.
Oh, fucking True Romance, bro.
Oh, true. I didn't even think about that.
Just for that dialogue. Just for that. I'll probably turn it off after it, honestly.
Yeah.
Because the second half of that movie I don't care as much about. But other than James Gandolfini's scene after that movie is...
you don't like the end shootout?
It's okay. I mean, as far as shootouts go, it's nothing special.
Yeah, I guess you're not wrong.
The coolest part is just when fucking Chris Penn shoots the fucking guy from what was that show on Disney forever? Raising Charlie or Checking Charlie or
I don't
whatever.
know what you're talking about.
He played the dad on there, but he plays one of the fucking goons. And for the movie producer in True Romance, he's like, one thing I forgot to tell you, I fucking hate cops. He's that guy. And starts fucking, it is hilarious because he played like a fucking dad, a Disney dad for 10 years on TV. It's hilarious to see him go from that to that.
Right.
Dude, he plays the guy in American Pie or American Wedding that has the dance battle with Stifler.
Oh, really?
It's the same dude, bro. It is hilarious, man. Like, where did you find this fucking dude, bro? I don't know where I went with that.
I don't know.
But what were we talking about?
Lost your train of thought. We just went on a date.
I know I was talking about Dennis Hopper, and then I brought up something else, and I don't know. But that guy was great in whatever I was talking about.
So You're
going to have to rewind that footage and figure it out for yourself.
So she tells him about the lady. So they go over to her apartment.
Yeah.
He wants to investigate.
Right. And she wants no part of it, but then she's like, okay, I'm going to help you.
Yeah.
And
easily convinced.
He gets the whatchamacallit, old pair of overalls because his dad has a hardware store and then he has a bug sprayer. And he's like, I'm going to pretend that I'm a exterminator and I just need you to knock on the door and pretend you're a Jehovah's Witness. And he's like, okay. So he goes up there, he's spraying, and then he gets a knock on the door, and he thinks it's the girl.
No.
But it turns out it's a man in a super cool looking yellow suit. And he just kind of looks at him and goes back out. Or he takes her out in the hallway and says some shit, and he's listening. Goes back out. He finds 2 spare keys, or he finds a set of keys, and he takes them. Laura Dern never shows up, and he's like, what happened? She's like, I saw somebody my dad works with. Like, I couldn't go up there. And he's like, oh, okay, I get it. She's like, I feel bad I let you down. And he takes her out, and then, like, that's when he tells her that, like, he wants to, like, figure out the mystery.
Right.
And it's pretty cool, man. That's what probably, like, what I liked the most about this movie was the mystery aspect.
And it's a little noir.
It's got, Zach, just like I like how you said that, a little noir. Like, it's like, he's got 2 love interests, you know, because the scene where he hides in the closet, man, is by far one of the most, like, tense, uncomfortable scenes. Like, because this woman is breaking down so many different emotions. It's erotic. It's sad. It's mad. It's crazy. It's probably the best scene in the movie.
I agree, yeah.
And then Dennis Hopper comes in and just fucking throws gasoline on the whole fucking thing. I'm for real. And it's his entry into the movie.
Yeah.
All right, break it down for you. He's hiding in the closet, creeper status, because Laura Dern honks. And then this guy decides he has to take a piss right now.
Right. I was going to bring that up.
I hate that. Like, dude, this guy has the loudest piss in history. Like, did they put the microphone in the toilet? I've never taken a piss. It was like he pissed on aluminum foil.
Maybe
like,
he just had a huge dick with a huge urethra and,
there's just like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, that's just the loudest piss known to man. And then I guess the flush was like the sound of a jet engine taking off because he doesn't hear any of those fucking honks. And then Laura Dern hits him with the, I hope you're okay, Jeffrey, because I'm leaving. She fucking rides out in his Pontiac, man.
Worst partner ever.
Yeah, dude, she was really not great back. Well, she came through finally. I will say that. I ain't going to spoil it yet, but anyways, so he has to hide in the closet. She comes in. She's all worn out. She's had a long night of singing and probably being abused. She gets undressed. He's like, because like we're all would be like that,
Mm-hmm.
This is getting fucking real quick. There's about 3 felonies I'm breaking it right now. And it seems like a kind of town that's a small town, so like everybody knows everybody. So like you would embarrass the shit out of your family if you got caught doing something like that.
Yeah, because everyone's gonna know.
Oh yeah, for real. You're gonna have to move. Back then, people moved.
Yeah, exactly.
Or disowned you, one or the other. Anyway, so she goes back to the back. She's got a wig on, which I liked her with the curly hair. They didn't really show her without it though. After that, she gets a phone call and she's like, Frank, just let me talk to my son. And he finally, she pulls something out from under the couch and then she just puts it back. She slides it back and just starts boohooing. And it's so powerful because like you just feel her pain in that moment. And then he fucking keeps making noise, bro. Like, what the fuck? Keeps making noise in the closet.
It's first day on the job.
And old girl goes and gets a fucking knife. And she's slick because obviously she's crazy as shit. She's been through hell. So she knows what time it is. She knows somebody's watching her. And pulls a knife on his ass. And you're like, oh, you're fucked now, dude.
Right.
And then that's when shit gets weird. And I'm thinking to myself, like, is it wrong that I'm fucking turned on right now? Because, like, she makes him strip, dude. And then she starts fucking kissing him, but she's still got the knife on him, dude.
Yeah. Don't look at me.
So it's scary, but it's like fucking hot too. You know what I mean?
I think it's like a subconscious
dangerous
thing that we always want.
Yeah.
Like we want somebody to just
want that danger, son.
Mm-hmm.
And he's into it, obviously. And then she's like, take me and this, that. Then she starts crying and then she breaks down on him and he's like, I just want to help you and this and that. And she's like so fucked up in the head, she just kind of tells him to leave. And he goes back the next day.
No, that's when she tells him to go back in the closet.
That's right. Because Frank comes. Yeah.
Right.
Frank pulls the lid off the shit. Dude, he's huffing nitrous. Like, he is fucking wild, dude. That's what I said, man. They fucking dropped the ball. David Lynch should have made a Frank movie, man. I'm telling you.
This is his movie.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's not the main character. He loses. I want to see him win. Like, fucking Goodfellas in me, bro. I want to watch Jimmy win. Like,
so yeah, he comes in the apartment and makes her open her coat up while he huffs nitrous and gets off on looking.
He's got a piece of it's a piece of blue velvet, and I don't know if it's off a coat or a dress or whatever, but that's like his whole shtick. He's like infatuated. Every time he hears blue in a song, it like fucking drives him crazy. And like, he's just a fucking maniac and I love him in this movie. Like, it's fucking Dennis Hopper just going straight barbaric, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
No rules. Like, he played the Joker better than Jared Leto did, and he wasn't even the Joker. You know what I mean? Like, he just played somebody that was ready to watch the world burn.
Yeah.
And he just fucking lived life. He didn't give a fuck. He was a drug dealer. He was a fucking pimp.
Well, I think he's obsessed with her character.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, he's just
I think he's fucked in the head from other shit, and something about her reminds him of that. because that part where they're watching her sing, he's out there in fucking tears.
Yeah.
Like he's so moved by the song.
Right.
He's got his fucking eyes closed and he's just rubbing the fucking shit out of that velvet. And it's like something about the song, something about her reminds him of whatever fucking love or pain he's got in him.
Or just maybe his life's so fucked up. This is the one thing that's beautiful in his life is her singing. And he just doesn't want to let that go.
Yeah, and he doesn't know how to be a fucking human being. So that's why he kidnapped her husband and her kid and all that shit. And he's like fucking, he's a freak show, dude. Like I said.
You said barbarian. That's a good one because it's like, I can't have you, so I'm just going to take you.
Yeah, like honestly, he's I don't know. He's just a fucking maniac in this movie, and I love it. Like I could watch it all day. Kind of dry humps her for a second, huffs some more nitrous, beats her ass. It's very powerful. Like I said, very crazy scene. Like then he's like, "Where's my fucking whiskey?" Like he's just like all over the fucking room. Like I don't know, man. Like David, like I got a whole new appreciation for him as an actor, just because like he's so good, you know. So he flies off and leaves her there on the floor, and he says, do it for Picasso, baby. Keep on living. And I'm thinking it's because Picasso killed himself, but it's also a key because he cut his ear off. Picasso cut his ear off.
Right.
So you don't learn that till later on, but it cuts back to Jeremy in the closet. Or Jeffrey in the closet, and he's got that look because it's like, oh, ear, you know?
Yep. There's a connection.
He leaves, and then he goes to comfort her, and she's so broken, man. Like, it's so fucked up when she's like, hit me. Like, you want to help me? Hit me. And he's like, I don't want to fucking hurt you. I want to help you. And she's like, that's how you can help me. Because, like, that's all I know is fucking pain. It's super sad, dude. And then, like, the fact, like, the kid being kidnapped, I hated that shit. You know, I don't like that kind of shit, but...
You ever have a girl like that? Just hit me.
I've never really, like, had a chick that was like, hit me, but I've had a chick like choke me type thing.
Yeah. I think that's that, like, you come up on the line. Yeah. You don't cross it.
Nope, because that a good time could turn into 5 to 10 real quick, and I'm not about that at all, so... Yeah, we like to have fun, but we like to keep it safe. Yeah. So anyways, the next day he goes out and he tells Laura Dern all this, and he's like, I'm going to keep investigating. And he tells her that he followed Frank to a warehouse, and that he's like, I call him the Yellow Man. And you see the guy with the yellow suit that Laura Dern seen go into the building that dropped. I don't know why I can't think of her name. The other lady. Is it Daphne? Daphne?
I don't know, maybe.
Pretty sure it is. Dorothy.
Oh
my God. I know it's a D. Dorothy Valens. Yep. So he brought Dorothy. Well, it turns out that guy's a cop. And because Frank is friends with the cop, he's like, I'm going to do this shit in broad daylight. And I guess he has like a steel mill or something, some kind of warehouse he owns or operates out of.
I don't think it really says
it
just a warehouse, generic warehouse.
Yeah. So then he tells Laura Dern he's going to solve the case. He's going to help her. He goes back over there and hits that shit, you know? And
yeah, because I think they're falling for each other.
But she's just way too gone, like, you know? And he's young, and like, crazy turns you on young when you're young, man.
Oh,
like,
definitely, 100%.
You know what I mean? You like crazy when you're young, man.
You do. You're like attracted to that shit.
Yeah, it's bad. It's like a moth to a flame sometimes, you know? Like, wow, this chick's going to ruin my life. I got to sign up. Like, you know what I mean?
You look for red flags. You don't steer away from them.
That's right. We're looking for that shit. So, yeah, he is a bit. Well, as he's leaving, Dennis Hopper catches him. And it's like, who is this? And she's like, it's a friend from the neighborhood, Frank. Oh, friend from the neighborhood? From the neighborhood? What's your name, friend from the neighborhood? Jeffrey? Jeffrey?
Want to go for a ride?
You want to go for a joyride, Jeffrey? He's like, no, thanks. He said, what'd you say? He said, no, thanks. He goes, no, thanks for what? He's like, I don't want to go for a joyride. A joyride? That's a great fucking idea. very Dennis Hopper, man. And then he's got his goons with him. Raymond.
Oh my God, I just remembered. You know what else he's good in? Fucking Mario Brothers.
Oh, yeah, dude. Dude, he's just fucking the GOAT, man. Like, it's Dennis Hopps, man. It's the GOAT. He's on an episode of Entourage that's fucking fantastic.
I was trying, like, I saw it in my head. I'm like, what movie is that? And I kept trying to think, and finally it popped into my head. Fucking Mario Brothers. I loved him in that. That hair, though.
It's awesome. So
anyway,
awesome.
Go on this joyride.
Go on this joyride. And of course, it's like, you know, what you expect. They got her all in between him and the big goon, and he's fucking huffing nitrous and doing this and doing that. What do you want to do? Let's go to Ben's. We're going to fucking die. Like, the dude that plays Raymond plays such a fucking creep, dude. And they're all sitting back there. And they pull up to this is where shit gets real crazy. Mm-hmm. Pull into Ben's house. I don't know what this dude's shtick is. He's out there, dude. The guy that Dean Stockwell plays.
Oh, right. Yeah.
He is, I'm assuming, a drug dealer / pimp too.
Yeah, he's a little bit of everything.
It's so crazy. Such an interesting character, though, man, because you walk in, it's an old, like, house, like nothing else, you know. And he's got a whole crew of old ladies just chilling with him. Like, every single one of these women are, like, 60, like, grandma status. But I don't know if they're, like, his bodyguards or, like, you know, his help, or if they're the talent. And either way, it's fucking fascinating and creepy as shit. Like I said, it was that 35 minutes of the movie was the best part for me, man. Like that second to third, going into the third act was the best part for me. Cause I was like man, I didn't give a shit before, but like I'm in it now. What's up? Like, let's keep going.
It's just the right amount of weird.
Just the right amount of weird to keep me going. Greg, you fucking got me on this one, man. And he's like, "You're so fucking suave, dude." Like, talking about Ben. Let's drink some fucking beer, Ben. You want to have a beer? He's like, so-and-so, get the glasses, would you, my dear? Like, these old ladies get up, start moving around, and, you know, start doing stuff. And then they start beating the shit out of old boy, like, you know, punking him pretty much. Mm-hmm. And he's like, you know what? I'm in a good mood. Let her go see the fucking kid. And it's kind of sad because, like, you know, she's like, what do you mean? Mommy loves you more than anything, you know, because like this fucking poor kid's being held by these fucking weirdos. God knows what's going on in there. I know,
right? That's what I was going to say.
Like, I hated that part. Like, I needed that last fucking frame before this movie ended, dude. Like, it saved it for me, honestly. I'll get to it, but you know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. And he keeps looking at the room because he's, you know, he cares about this woman, you know?
Right.
And Dennis Hopper sees it on his face. And like, don't like that shit at all. So that's when they kind of start punching him here, punching him there and shit. And then old boy, they make the toast, and that's when he has the thing, I fucking hate warm beer. And, you know, just Dennis Hopper and the shit out of it. They toast, and then that's when he's like, toast to Ben. He fucking hits him, and then Ben goes over and fucking hits him. And then, like, it's just like a whole thing. It's a good scene. So, but then Ben's like, I have a present for you, Frank. And then he goes and gives him some money. And then when he sticks the pill in his mouth, man, like,
it's very erotic. It's very homoerotic.
It's a very, like, just, it gives you like an insight to how fucked up these two individuals, like how cool they are, but like how fucked up they are.
Yeah, they're both out of their fucking minds.
I got a real like two villain moment. You know what I mean? Like a very like, do we just fucking team up right now to kill Batman? Like, that's the vibe I got off of that. It was cool.
It was very Two-Face and Riddler.
Yeah, dude. Forever. Exactly. That's just what I was thinking. That's crazy you said that. He gives him some more drugs, and they go back out and they snatch her away from her kid, and they're like, let's get back to this fucking joyride. And then that's where he's got that awesome line. Fuck. Let's fuck. You girls want to fuck? And he's talking to these old ladies, and they're just looking at him, and he's like, I'll fuck anything that moves. And then it cuts back to them in the car, and he's huffing the nitrous, and they're fucking going. And he's like, I fucking need some. I need to fuck. Pulls over in the middle of the road. He's huffing nitrous, fucking feeling this chick up, like super uncomfortable, dude. Old boy's like, why don't you just leave her alone? And I'm like, you fucked up. Bro.
Right.
Because you knew what was coming after that. I really thought he was going to kill him. you know, because Frank didn't.
I'm
give a
surprised he
fuck.
didn't.
Yeah, I think it was the fact of like he knew that was just one more body they'd have to explain, and that would fuck up the money. But he tortures him, puts some fucking lipstick on, fucking starts kissing him and beating the shit out of him.
They put on some music, and the fucking other lady that's with him gets on the top of the car and dances. It's really creepy.
So creepy, bro.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, like, and they're fucking hammering him, and he's like, "You think you can help this bitch?" He's like, "Don't help her. She's not worth helping." Like, just painting it for him real shitty. And then he black out from the beating. Wakes up, and then that's where I said he goes home and calls Laura Dern and tells her he's going to go talk to her dad and at the police station, and goes down and tells his grandma and mom, "I don't want to talk about it. You just had your face beat inside out. I don't want to talk about it." His grandma's like, "Sometimes it's good to talk about your feelings, dear." Well, I feel like shit because somebody put their whole fist in my face, Grandma. So it goes to the police station, and turns out fucking the detective's partner works for Frank.
Mm-hmm. Crooked cop.
And like, how stupid was that guy, bro?
Yeah, he was an idiot.
He saw him 30 different fucking times in this movie and still looked at him like he didn't know who the fuck he was. Like, that got on my nerves too. Like, you're the dumbest crooked cop I've ever seen. And then that was another thing. Like, all right, I know I'm gonna fast forward because I want to get to this third act, right? Because this is the most important part.
Mm-hmm.
This shit is bullshit. Pretty much tells the detective everything, and he's like, "Does my daughter have anything to do with this shit?" He's like, "No," even though she does, but she doesn't, because I love your daughter. I love this crazy bitch, but I love your daughter too, pretty much. But he's not telling him all that. He's just, which I don't understand why he did that. Like, I get why he was attracted to the lady, to Dorothy.
Yeah.
Like, but Laura, I guess that was like what he wanted, like for his life, but he liked the excitement of Dorothy, is what I'm going with.
Yeah, because like you said, when you're young, like,
danger.
You know what you need, but you get like attracted to the danger. So,
well, he ended up telling the detective that he wants to take his daughter out on a date.
Mm-hmm.
And as he leaves, you know, Laura's all freaked out. Like, "Did you tell him?" And he's like, "I didn't tell him anything." And then the dad comes out and he's like, "Friday it is. I'll see you then." And he leaves, and the dad's like, "Is it all right? It better be all right." And I'm like, you're the concerned father, bro. Like, why are you threatening her? Like, she should be comfortable to tell you if something's wrong. Like, I don't know. He was terrible. That's my biggest complaint with this movie. Fuck the detective. Unless I get a phone call or an email from David Lynch himself saying I told him that, like a robot.
Yeah.
Like, other than that, I'm assuming this guy don't know how to
Well, when you watch
act.
Mulholland Drive, you see it a lot more because a lot of those characters are those kind of like empty vessel.
Right.
But it's just weird when it's mixed in with everyone else. Everyone has their own little dynamic.
Well, because, I mean, you got Dennis Hopper going fucking ape shit over here. Straight method over here.
Right.
And then you got Kyle Mahalan, that's young and, you know, trying to still find his footing. Laura Dern's young. So it's just a weird component in it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't ruin the movie, but it's just funny.
It's just awkward
the
when he pops
cheese is
up.
so funny, dude.
Yeah. I think David Lynch has a little bit of humor. It's, I would say, dry humor.
Yeah, definitely.
So he probably thinks it's fucking hilarious to have that actor act like that when he's surrounded by all these people. You know,
they're gonna hate you, but I love you.
Yeah, right.
And you know what? It's my movie, so that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks. But so we cut back to they go on a date. Laura Dern and Jeffrey. And they start getting chased, and you think it's Frank, but they're actually being I could tell that it wasn't the Charger. I knew it was a Comet behind him because I know the headlights.
Right.
I love those old cars. So I knew it wasn't Frank, but I thought maybe it was the cop, the partner, because when he goes to pick her up for the date, of course, the partner's there.
Mm-hmm.
"Come on, John, we got to go. Good night, Sandy. Let me look right at your boyfriend, who I've seen 4 times in this movie. I'm going to look at him like I know who he is, but I have no fucking idea." They go on the date. They get chased down. They think it's that. It's actually Mark, you know, the boyfriend, Laura Dern's boyfriend, and he wants to kick his ass for stealing his girl. It's very Biff Tannen. And That's when you see Dorothy butt naked. She doesn't like had cigarettes put out on her and shit. Like you just tell she's been fucking tortured.
Been through some shit.
And they done drugged her, you know. And you know, of course, Mark takes all the energy out of Mark.
Is that your mom?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's fine. It's fine. Fuck out of the way. Thought you were gonna fuck him up, man. I love that shit. He said, I thought you were gonna murder him, Mark. I don't even know why I brought you guys. So they go to the Detective Williams' house, and Detective Williams isn't there.
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of talked about the mom being
right.
Should be a little bit more responsive.
Should be a little more responsive. Show the grandma passing out. Something. You know what I mean? Give me some reaction. And then you have her put in the ambulance, and they take her. And that's when I'm thinking Laura Dern's going to tell this guy to get fucked. Like, he ruined it, you know? But she overacts it, and she loves him still, so it's great, you know? So then he goes to her apartment for some reason. I don't remember what that was for, like why he went over there.
I don't know.
But Dorothy's husband has been murdered.
Yeah, with his ear cut off, sitting there all Van Gogh style.
Mm-hmm. And then you see the other guy, the yellow man,
right,
all beat the fuck up. Like somebody's fucked him up. He's bleeding to death, just standing there with his radio in his pocket.
I think he was shot.
Was it Frank that did it though?
Yeah.
That's what I got out of it. Like,
yeah. I'm assuming it's Frank. Yeah.
Well, anyways, so based off of the information that Jeffrey gave to the detective have Frank's building surrounded. Well, Frank's gang's in the building, and they have a radio because they're got a crooked cop on their side.
Right.
Because it's a good spot in the joyride scene where he's like, "Oh, there's a radio, police call," and he takes the phone like, "Fuck, turn that down." Like they ain't supposed to know we got that shit.
Right.
You know. So Jeffrey goes outside after seeing all this and sees Frank dressed up as the distinguished gentleman or whatever the fuck it was that he called it. And he's running up, and then he goes back in there and grabs the radio, and he's like, "Detective Williams, I need help. I'm in her apartment. Frank's coming. He's in disguise." Shit, he's got a radio. And then he goes and hides in the fucking closet. And then Frank's like, "You fucking idiot. I have a fucking radio." Takes off the disguise, takes the blue velvet out, starts huffing nitrous, and goes room to room, just shooting shit up. It's fucking great. "You dumb fuck, I can hear your fucking radio." Goes in the back, starts shooting that up, and then he knows he's in the closet. Well, while he's in the back, Jeffrey goes out and gets the gun off the cop who's bleeding to death, doesn't move. Frank comes back, shoots him, drops him, and then he knows there's nothing left but the closet. So,
you know what I like about this part is because I didn't realize this until I'm watching it this time, that the Coen brothers burn after reading. It's an homage to this scene. I didn't put two and two together until this time. I was like, "Oh, burn after reading."
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't put two and two together, but now that you say it, it makes a lot of sense. It's really cool. Like he's getting ready to shoot him. He takes a big huff, and then as he opens up the closet doors, he sees Jeffrey about to do it. But that's when Detective Williams comes in to save the day like a big dick superstar. Blows this dude's dome off. Which I really thought it was Jeffrey that shot him at first.
Didn't he shoot him between the eyes?
I thought he did. Yeah. But I think it's in his mind that he says it because he looks over and Detective Williams is like checking the body like he's the one that did it. So I don't know. Maybe he did shoot him because the bullet looks like it's in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Forehead.
But the back of his shit is gone. Like when he's laying on the floor.
Yeah.
So
it's those
maybe they both shot him.
It's those dumb bullets from in Bruges.
Yeah, so maybe they both got him.
Maybe, yeah.
Anyways, Detective Williams, it's over, Jeffrey. And him and Laura Dern start making out in the crime scene in front of her dad, which is kind of funny, awkward. But then they're just living suburban life. It's crazy. The mystery gets solved, and all of a sudden his dad's out of the hospital, back on 2 feet like nothing ever happened. Chest cast gone, heart attack's good. We're all good. And they're just having a nice little suburban afternoon, you know, eating the food, and they're eating lunch together. And you get another of the slow-mo of the flowers and the fire hydrant and the waving. And then I needed to know, because like that's the only thing they didn't say. What happened to that poor woman's kid? You know, we know the husband got killed. Like, what happened to her and what happened to this fucking kid? I needed to know.
Yeah.
And the last shot you get is him running to her in a park and her just holding him. And then you hear the Blue Velvet in the background. And it's like it's not creepy. It actually makes you feel good again, like hearing it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought to myself, like, that was intentional. You know, like he did that, like, because he kind of like, I don't know if he distorted it or what, but like the scenes that it's playing when she's on stage and when they're in her apartment and stuff, it's almost hauntingly the way it's being played, you know?
Right, yeah.
And like at the end and at the beginning, it's played like the normal track, like how you're supposed to hear it.
Yeah.
It's just how I took it.
No, I'm sure he does something. He loves playing with people's subconscious, kind of like Stanley Kubrick.
And maybe he didn't do anything. Maybe that's just how my mind took it.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? But that, like I said, that's how it ends. And I needed that, man. And like I said, it wrapped it up. It was very, like you said, it was visually great to look at. It was probably one of the most artsy movies that I enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what, Greg? I'm not going to shit on this movie. I'm going to tell you what I liked about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what I thought was silly, but I'll tell you what I liked about it.
That's surprising.
And I'm giving it a 7.2.
Nice.
So
I give it a...
I would watch it again.
Would you?
Yeah, I would. I would watch it again.
That's surprising. So we're doing Eraserhead next, huh?
Well, I mean, you know, if you really want to see how far I've progressed, you know, I guess. But
this is this is a good introduction into David Lynch. I feel like if you're wanting to get into David Lynch movies, this is like start off with this and then kind of like dive deeper.
It makes me want to watch the old Dune and then go see the new one, because everybody loves the new one.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know that if it's just that much better, or if it was just the old one was bad because maybe it was ahead of its time, or maybe it just wasn't perceived as good back then, you know. All I've heard is it's long and it's boring as fuck. There's not a lot of action. Like, it's not.
I enjoy the first half of it, but the second half kind of like falls apart for me.
Really?
But yeah, the first half is pretty good. I like David Lynch's like touches on it, because he definitely has his fingerprints all over that movie.
But yeah, I gave it a solid 7.2, man.
Nice.
And if you're into movies like that where you like a mystery and you like a little bit of something not the normal mystery, because this has a lot of just a lot of artistic touch to it, man, honestly.
Yeah.
But it didn't overdo it, because I feel like sometimes it ruins it. Like,
yeah,
I don't feel like you overdid it with this.
Mulholland Drive is definitely like overdone, but I personally enjoy it, because it's like a mystery within itself.
Right. And
it's like, what do these little things mean?
Like I said, my biggest gripe was the detective, his acting, and like I said, it just lingered a little too in a couple scenes.
Yeah.
If they could have shaved it down to 1:45, it would have been perfect for me. Hour 45, this movie's perfect, not a wasted drop.
Right.
But that's a nitpick, you know. But yeah, man, I was pretty excited about showing it to you.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised at your reaction to this movie.
Yeah, I didn't hate it.
It makes me feel comfortable giving you movies like this now.
Well, that's the thing, bro. Like, I was talking to somebody about it the other day. Like, I like the fact, I used to not like the fact that you didn't like the same movies as me all the time, but it does make for a better podcast, bro. Like, nobody wants to sit here and listen to us fucking jerk off about a movie every week. Right. You know what I mean? And like, I get that, you know, and at the same time, like, I know I'm not going to like all of them. Mm-hmm. I know that, you know what I mean? But like, I still enjoy the attempt. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, and I think it's made for a lot of better episodes, bro.
Oh,
like,
I think so too.
You know? So, no, I don't ever want you to feel like you can't give me a movie. You know what I mean? Like, but shit was Stalker. Like, that's my horror example, bro. But that was just strictly because it was so long and just so boring. Right. But, I mean, you know, other than that, like, no movie you've given me I've just hated so bad that I was like, I'll never watch this again.
Nothing?
I mean, I hated that movie a lot when I first saw it, but like, I mean, it wasn't so bad. Like, thinking back on it, like, it wasn't so bad that I couldn't watch it again.
Yeah.
You know, but it wasn't great.
After rewatching it, I realized I didn't like it as much as I originally thought I did.
It's just like, I don't know, man. It felt like they missed a lot of attempts at humor in that movie. And then what they thought was hilarious just didn't hit for me. Like the whole heads thing and like, I don't know. I just didn't find it that funny. And they thought it was fucking great, obviously, because they wrapped their whole thing around the end of it. I'm just like, all right, bro, cool. But,
so that being said, what are you planning on giving me next?
I really didn't know where to go with it, honestly, man. As far as like mystery wise, but then I thought about this movie and I really remember how much I like it. I want to do LA Confidential. LA
Confidential? I remember you talking about that, yeah.
Kurt Russell, your boy Guy Pearce. Or not Kurt Russell, sorry, Russell Crowe. Your boy Russell, my boy Russell Crowe, your boy Guy Pearce, who you love, and it's a fucking badass cop movie. And it's got everything you like. It's a mystery. It's dirty cops. It's drug dealers. It's got the mob. It's awesome, dude. It's a great movie. I think Tony Scott directed it. I could be wrong.
I think it's on my
or it might be Ridley. It might be Ridley Scott that did it.
One of them.
But yeah, it's a fantastic movie, and I definitely want to do it. And I wasn't gonna pick it. I had every intention of coming over here and doing Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. Because I don't know why. I've just been wanting to watch it lately, and I want to laugh. But
it is $6 on Amazon.
What to buy?
LA Confidential.
Is it not streaming nowhere?
I mean, probably. I was just looking it up to see. But yeah, $6. That's pretty funny.
Probably a Blu-ray?
Yeah.
Hey, not bad. I get it for $1. I'm going to start buying you Blu-rays, just random ass Blu-rays.
You should. Things that you think I would like.
Dude, I watched the first episode of Moon Knight. It was fucking good. It was good. I like Oscar Isaac. I think he's a good actor.
I have like literally no interest in watching that at all.
I saw Morbius too. I took B-Man to see it.
I was wanting to watch it. I am not hearing the greatest things about it.
I'll tell you just like I told everybody else. There's my mini Morbius review. It's a 5 all the way.
Yeah, that's what I basically hear.
It's take it or leave it. It's not the worst comic book movie I've ever seen, but it does nothing as far as groundbreaking. For me, as a comic book fan, it was cool to see a character I've read since I was a kid. It's always great to see him in a live action version. I don't think Jared Leto did a bad job, but I don't think he didn't do anything groundbreaking as far as acting or, you know what I mean? Like,
you know what's weird about him is I feel like he has the potential to be like a great actor, but just can't like break that threshold.
See, I feel like it's the other way around. I feel like he's not a bad actor, but I feel like people act like he's one of the greatest actors of all time.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, he's got the Oscars, he's got the movies, like he's been in a shit ton of fantastic movies. Mm-hmm. But here's my thing, like out of all those fantastic movies he's in, which one does he make fantastic?
That's what I was thinking. That's what I keep saying. Like, I can't.
Dallas Buyers Club. And that's the one he got the fucking Oscar for.
Right. And he was great in that, but you know,
I liked him in Fight Club. He's out in it a lot, you know. I like him in whatchamacallit, Panic Room.
Did you watch him in Blade Room?
I have not watched it yet. I have not watched it yet, but that's because I just bought the super director's edition of the original Blade Runner, and I want to watch that before I watch the new one.
That's one that I kind of wanted to do on the podcast, was the original Blade Runner.
Oh, I'm down. I haven't seen it in forever.
Yeah.
And I love Harrison Ford. I'll watch anything with Harrison Ford.
I just watched it recently. I watch it every
get off my plane.
6 months or so.
Yeah, I'll watch anything with Harrison Ford.
You know what we could do? We could do one Blade Runner, the original, and then the 2049, and then talk about them.
Yeah, I'm down.
Dude, that sounds like a good time. But like you were saying, like he's good in Blade Runner, but he doesn't like steal the show or anything. He's like, he does fine.
Yeah, I don't know what role he has or anything. I didn't hate him as the Joker. I feel like a lot of people hate him. I don't think he did a bad job. I don't think there's enough
to judge him on.
Exactly. I thought in the Snyder Cut he did a fantastic scene, man. That scene with him and Batman at the end is fucking good. It makes you like sit there and like, fuck, that would have been really good to see them in an actual movie together. Like for real, like a whole Batman versus Joker type deal.
Yeah.
Not just, you know, little hint here and there, a little hint here and there. Literally, we saw him on top of a fucking purple Lamborghini for 5 seconds in Suicide Squad, and then we got the one really good scene at the end of Justice League, which
That's
leads.
what I'm saying. There's not enough to really judge his Joker on. Like, people can talk shit, but there's not.
If they ever release the Air cut and he's the main villain of that movie, and you watch 45 minutes of him play that part, and you just still don't like it, then it's fair judgment, you know. But like I said, I didn't hate Morbius, and I feel like people are dragging it. Like, it's the worst fucking movie ever. It's not that bad, dude.
One of the reviewers said that this was like the comic book movie before comic book movies were popular.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
It's got a very Blade 2-ish feel to it.
Oh, I'd be into it. That's what I was kind of hoping for. I'm like, if it's not good, can it at least be like...
I thought they did a great job showing his powers. Mm-hmm. When he would go from normal to vampire face, that was cool. When he would do the mist thing, when he would start flying, that was cool.
So what was the bad parts about it? Is it the story just kind of weak?
It's not good. It's not well written. It doesn't... You could definitely tell they went back and reshot a bunch of shit to try to make it fit into the MCU. Like, they didn't want it to just be its own thing, because they kept hoping that they were going to get to put a Spider-Man in it at some point, or a Venom or somebody. And the best they could do was bring in Michael Keaton Vulture for a fucking post-credit scene that makes no sense. Like, they're trying to set up the Sinister Six, but Morbius is never in the fucking Sinister Six. And he's an anti-hero. He's not a villain. So,
should we put a spoiler warning for the post-credits?
Yeah, you might. No, because nobody gives a fuck about this movie. I'm doing them a favor. I'm the only person talking about this fucking movie in any kind of good way right now.
Yeah.
I didn't think the guy that played the villain, he did a good job. I've seen him in some stuff. He's a good actor. The guy that played like the Dr. Alfred type guy, he didn't do a bad job. Tyrese is useless in this movie. Like, I don't know why he's here. Like, he's just needing a paycheck, I guess. Same thing with the two cops were just retardedly stupid.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be like the comic relief, but they weren't good.
Right.
Like I said, and then this love interest, she's not great. Like,
so I should just wait for it to come on streaming.
Yeah. Don't waste your money. Okay. I saw it for free. I had movie credits.
Right.
So
I mean, I signed back up for it, so I get the movie credits now. So,
and then I thought about it too. Like, you know, this is one of those movies that maybe it is not for me. You know, it is darker. Like, for a PG-13, it's a dead dude's eating people. Like, he's vampiring people. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't show the gore like Blade did.
Right.
You know, where you're seeing necks all exposed and, you know, stuff like that. So it doesn't have that gross out coolness to it. Mm-hmm. I just feel like if they would have went rated R, you could at least have made some hardcore fans happy. You know what I mean? You would have had that going for it. Like, it's not a great movie, but fuck, there's some good kills in it. Like,
right.
You can't even say that. Because, like, he literally just goes by, gets one. Like, I don't know.
It's disappointing. I was looking forward to it.
It's very middle of the road.
Yeah.
And like I said,
it's a 5.
Yeah, it's a 5. And I wanted it to be better, but it isn't. But Brody loved it. You know what I'm saying? So I thought maybe 13, 14-year-olds, maybe this is the audience they're going for.
Speaking of segue, guess what? Me and the wife tried to watch.
What?
High Fidelity.
Oh, you didn't like it?
She hated it.
Really?
I didn't mind it.
I thought it was all right.
So you made me buy this because you kept talking about how much you think I would like it. It was at the swap meet for like 50 cents or something like that. And it was still wrapped. I was like, I might as well buy it.
Right.
It's one of those movies that if you saw it in that age range, you would have that like nostalgia for it.
Right.
But it just doesn't hold up, I don't think.
Well, I watched it when I was probably in high school.
Yeah.
And
that's what I was saying.
I just remember my favorite scenes of that movie are when him and Jack Black are arguing in that shop.
Yeah, definitely. Jack Black is a shining moment in this movie.
I would say him and his buddy, like, they're the best parts. And Lisa Bonet's got a cool little...
The fourth wall breaks is really awkward and it doesn't work. But I had to say, like, it feels like a Kevin Smith movie.
Yeah, it does, but it's not.
It really feels like he did that movie, or at least wrote it.
I like some of the, and I like the top 5 moments.
No, and I see why you like it. It's definitely a Nick movie, but
top 5 songs I want played at my funeral. Like, I love those little fourth wall breaks. I thought that was cool about it.
Yeah,
and that's what I thought maybe you'd enjoy.
Well, back in like, because
you love music, you know.
Back in the 90s, I think it was like a cool thing to do. But you have to think every other movie was doing that.
Yeah,
but you know. So I guess it's one of those things I've seen it so much that like whenever they do it now, I kind of like the only person that did it lately that could get away with it is Deadpool.
Yeah.
Because it is a weird comedy and plays into his character. But anyway.
I did hear Deadpool 3 is coming.
It needs to. We need some Deadpool in our life.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I think Ryan Reynolds is a national treasure for us and Canada.
I watched Free Guy, and I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a fun movie, dude. It's just a fun, stupid movie. Like,
it is.
I just have fun with it. Me and Brody went and saw it. Loved it, dude. Like, we laughed the whole time.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, Kendra and I kind of boycotted Ryan Reynolds because he's just coming out with too much stuff. Like, he is
I have not seen the Alpha thing, the Alpha Project.
I watched it just because I liked Free Guy, and I'm like, well, maybe the Alpha Project. And it's definitely like Brody and your daughter would love those movies.
Right.
Like that, what is it? The something project?
The Adam Project.
Adam Project. They would like it. I really do think they would like it.
I thought Red Notice was overrated.
I didn't watch it.
If you got him and The Rock, I'm thinking this shit's going to be hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all
and
right.
that's what I'm saying.
But
like,
people loved it. They're making a second one right now.
Like he's cranking out these movies, and I'm getting Ryan Reynolds fatigue. So
maybe. No, I think the problem is we're all love Deadpool so much that that's all we want to see him as. And that's probably, well, I know for me, that's what I'm thinking. Because like every time I see him in a movie and he's not in a Deadpool suit, I'm like, fuck. Like,
that is his like pinnacle.
And it's probably like the last thing he wanted was to be just known as Deadpool.
I mean, I think
if you're going to be typecasted, that's the best typecast you could ever get.
Well, it's kind of like Johnny Depp and
Captain Jack.
Captain Jack.
That's definitely a character that they'll have to retire because nobody will be able to do it like him, dude. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to go in a different
Same with
direction.
Deadpool. Who's going to be able to do another Deadpool like Ryan Reynolds?
That's who I was talking about.
Oh.
Who'd you think I was talking about?
Jack, or Captain Jack Sparrow.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Like,
yeah,
nobody's going to try to do that.
Just like Wolverine. Like, they keep talking about who's going to be the next Wolverine.
Actually,
there shouldn't be another Wolverine, bro. Not for
you
like
can't
10
let
years.
Wolverine die. He's one of the best X-Men.
But I loved X-23. I loved that girl in Logan. Mm-hmm. I want to see the future go with her.
Right.
Because that's something different.
Agreed.
And it's bringing a female character into the light. You know, 100%. I like that.
I would like that too.
And I thought she was fantastic. And now she's at the age that if they gave her own movie, it would be like perfect chronological wise. You know what I mean?
That would be a good movie to do on the podcast. Logan.
Oh my God. I'm going to do Logan before the end of the year, dude. I promise you that.
I would love to rewatch it.
I think I might watch the black and white version.
The noir, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I haven't either.
I think I might watch it in black and white. See if it does anything.
Well, first I have to watch LA Confidential.
Yep. I can't wait because that's going to be another good episode.
Yeah. Well, until then.
Later, y'all.
Later.